Hi, it's Anita here. Yesterday I posted, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, I posted a photo of a drawing that I did using the ink as a background. And many people asked me how did I create the background, what did I use, how do I use the supplies. So I thought I'd just make a short video to show you. And it's going to take a few supplies. I have here my white Zendala, which is it's just a great supply for watercolor medium, I think. I have one water brush, one regular brush, a few of these plastic, I don't know what it is it pipettes or I don't know, I use it to drop ink on my paper surface if the ink doesn't have the dropper tool, but these are the inks that I'm going to use, and those are the first 11 inks from my advent calendar from Diamond, so I'm going to use those. But any other supplies, if you have, you can use it, like Ecoline watercolors, liquid watercolors, which I really love using, or even regular watercolors. Just try to maybe dilute them so that you don't get too much of the powdery stuff on your paper, because it's going to be difficult to draw on it. I have just a piece of paper and a glass of water. So what I'm going to do is the so-called wet on wet technique. I'm just going to drop my brush in water, and because I want to color only a portion of this white paper, I will apply water in the inner part and then make a kind of a circle. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Whenever I do this, actually same as I would use any borders when I draw, I actually don't always follow those borders. I draw across them, but it's definitely interesting to use it maybe just for something like map tangling, where you would tangle over only the colored part, so you can do it too. And I also, what I did and liked really a lot, and I will show you all of these photos, is doing the map tangling, but then also tangling around the inked part with a lighter pen. So you know, there are so many possibilities, you just need to be creative. And normally when I don't want to have these borders, I spray paper with water. But here, and I'm not sure if you can see where this circle is, I don't want it to, you know, the water to spill all the way around my Zendala, so I'm trying to be mindful about how I, you know, tilt my paper tile so that it doesn't flow. And now I will just, you know, pick a few of these inks and I will create something so that you know how I do it. Maybe one that is more like violet and a bright yellow one or something like that. I will also take this bluish one, although I'm not sure I'm going to use it. So I'm not really now thinking too hard about what colors I will use and how. I will just now go and take a few of these drops of ink and use them. And this ink is actually for calligraphy, so a little bit of ink goes a long way. And you can see how I'm actually, when I will show you now, when I use the ink, then I can also use the water to clean this dropper tool or supply, whatever it is. Now I think I want to maybe spread some of these inks a bit before I use others. And then again, there is no wrong and right way to do it, because you know, sometimes these have, especially if you work with watercolors, it's not always easy to navigate them. they have a will of their own, and you know, there's only so much that you can do. So I'm not overthinking it, and if I see that I maybe have too much water, I can always take it away with my what is it called, paper wipes. Yes, maybe paper wipes. So any of the ink that I have that's, you know, that I don't need, I should first drop back in the bottle before I take a drop of a new one. I'm going to go with this yellow, which looks a bit darkish now, but it becomes a light yellow when it's diluted with water. And now something else that I often do. So there are no high-tech solutions here, although I could maybe, I'm not sure if you can see it. So basically I'm just blowing some air on this paper so that these inks can spread. And they do. And I love what that looks like. So a little bit of this, and it really looks like a very dark blue, but you will see now. And you can use either just a regular brush or a water brush with the water tank, and then I'm going to blow again. See, of course, because it's next to yellow and orange, a part of it will turn into green, and I'm just going to pick some of it up and then maybe add some water from my water brush again. I don't want too much yellow on it. And you can also sometimes use the brush so that you drop it directly in the ink and maybe add some more, but be mindful about not mixing the colors too much. I mean, I want my colors in the bottles to be nice and not mixed. So I could call this finished already, but I think I want to add some more of this violet here. I think I could use some more violet on the edge. And you can also now, you know, go over the edge and just make the colored part a little bit bigger. This is so vibrant. I just love it. I know that not everybody loves these vibrant colors, but you know, you can choose any colors you like. And as I said, don't overthink it. It's really easy, you know, and it requires a bit of trust and, you know, just letting go of expectations, because with watercolor medium, yeah, you can't really demand of it to do a certain work as you would like it to do. It has, you know, an agenda of its own, so you better accept it and not being, you know, don't try to be a control freak when you do this, because it's not going to work. And then, you know, you have to do several of those, because not all of them will turn out looking the same or equally beautiful, but they're all special in their own way. I will also use maybe a little bit more of this violet color. So I have these, I glued this round, I don't know, paper pieces with glue on stickers. Yeah, white stickers, round white stickers on the top of the bottle so that I can see my swatches, which is a nice thing to have, because all of these inks look much more, much darker when they're in the bottle than when you drop them on paper. So I'm just, you know, playing with this and adding some more ink where I think that I can use it or need it. And I'm not sure if I like this mix in the middle, but I'm also not sure if I add some color to it that I'm going to get something that's really beautiful and satisfying. Because of what I have mentioned, you know, that you can't really control how they are going to mix and spill into each other. So I am still going to try maybe just a little bit of orange here, and then I will spread it and mix like this, though I'm not sure that I achieved, I don't know, some beauty with it. Maybe let's try this, but be playful about it, please, because it's the only right way to approach it. So don't be fearful about the mistakes and outcomes. It's actually quite similar to, you know, the attitude that we have to have when we start tangling. So it's similar to Zentangle principles, you know. Don't overthink, don't be afraid of mistakes. You know, each thing that, you know, it can happen on the paper is a new opportunity, and just be relaxed and playful about it. So I think actually this might look very nice when it dries, and I will maybe just, I wanted to say that I will stop now, but actually I will maybe add just a hint of blue here again. I'm trying to get another blue shade of blue that I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get. So yeah, I think I should just, you know, give it up and let it be and see what happens after it's dry. So I'll get back to you after it's dry, and I will use my hair dryer because I'm not patient enough to wait for it to dry naturally. And also the paper is not, you know, it does not end up being flat when you let it dry naturally. And when you dry it with your hair dryer, you just keep flipping it back and forth, and it should end up being really flat. So just give me a few minutes and I'll come back. Well, here it is, and I have a confession to make. So I went to the bathroom and then I took my tile, and you see what I did. I just smudged the paint over this border area, but you know, I'm not going to be upset about it. Instead, I might maybe do the following. So this is this yellow ink, and I will just apply some more of it and make it look like it was done on purpose. And then when I tangle, I will tangle something, you know, in a way that it grows from this bottom part into this top part, and you are all going to think that it was done on purpose. So yeah, this is the way, you know, to approach the mistakes, and this is the way to prepare the colors. As you can see, the colors are a bit paler when they're dry, but they're also really vibrant and interesting. You know, the blue that I thought that was going to look different, but obviously I picked the wrong blue color because I haven't used these too much. I just started opening them in December. The blue is kind of, you know, quite dark and not really vibrant, but still I like it. I think, you know, the balance between these really light colors and then these kind of darker on the edges, it's interesting and nice. And I will also show you what the drawing looks like after I'm finished. I think I'm going to draw something on it right now, and then I will show you how it looks after it's done. So here I am, an hour or so later. So I need to just confess that I'm on a little bit tight time budget today. So I didn't want to make it super complex. I did tangle bigger. in order to, you know, just shade and highlight easier. And this is what I came up with, and it's kind of cute. I love it. So, you know, before I post it and get all the questions, how did you do the background and so on, I thought, okay, let's just give you guys a nice guide about how I do the backgrounds and how easy it actually gets, how you don't need to be fearful about the mistakes, you know. Remember this? It was, you know, just smudging the ink, and then I turned it into a nice stem for these, I don't know, whatever is growing from it towards the top of the tile. And you know, I do like to just observe my drawings after I'm finished, not because I'm want to be self-critical, but because I think that from each of your drawings you can learn something. And now that I look at this one, I think that maybe you remember this drop of pink ink that I you know, created at the last stage of the inking in phase. I think I could have used it better. Maybe I could have, you know, placed this gem here, just to use this very vibrant ink that I had in the middle. But then, you know, it kind of contributes to this shading here in the middle of this enchantrell tree. So it's kind of good. Maybe I could have also placed a little bit more highlight on this stem here. Maybe I will do it, you know. As I look at these drawings, sometimes I just find some spaces that need a little bit more attention and love, and you know, it's a never-ending story. I'm sure that you are all guilty of the same thing. So this is the drawing. You know the process of creating the background now, and I hope that you will use it, and I hope that you will have fun with it. I love looking at these, you know, paper towels with all these ink stains. Oh my god, that's beautiful. So thank you very much for your attention. I really enjoyed this process, and I hope that you will enjoy it too, and have fun with it, and have a lovely month of December filled with love and creativity. Be happy and merry. Goodbye. See you. Bye.